Hi, I'm Shonen Jack, and welcome to day 7 of the 12 Days of Anime. We're past the halfway point, and while my list isn't necessarily based on quality, this top half is definitely a top half. And starting us off today is the anime about making anime, Shirobako. Shirobako is the story of 5 friends whose dream it is to create an anime together out of the short film project that they made in high school. But it's also about the 70 other characters that all play a part in making the anime that we all love so much. As much as I love finding out more about the animation process through watching the show and the fascinating ins and outs of the anime industry, it's these characters that kept me coming back. The world just feels so lived in. Each of these characters has a story, a life that we're just getting a snippet of. It all just feels so real. Never in my life have I seen an anime that so accurately portrays the struggles of entering adulthood, sometimes kicking and screaming. It's something that I, at the tender age of 23, find intensely relatable. It's always bringing up questions that are constantly in the back of my mind. And I think this is true for a lot of other people as well, that they can relate to this, no matter what their career path happens to be. Whether you relate to Michan, the 3D modeling girl, who has to choose between a steady job but soul-sucking one, or cutting loose and following more fulfilling but riskier creative pursuits. Or there's Richon, the story writer, who loves doing research and helping out where she can, but hasn't quite figured out how to properly write dialogue. And then you have Shizuka, the voice actress, who's living out the time-honored tale of not being able to find work and is instead waiting tables. Or there's Emma, the animator, who can't make her drawings look quite the way that she wants sometimes, and she questions if she can make a living doing her art. And finally there's Miyamori, our audience perspective character. She doesn't really know what she wants to do with her life, just that anime is her passion. Shirobako presents a dozen other stories just like these, but that passion for the craft is something that all of these characters share. The moment that I think brings it all together for Shirobako happens in the second to last episode. At this point, 4 of our 5 high school friends are working on the same anime. Michan is doing the 3D modeling on the planes. Richon is helping with the scripts under a mentor. Emma is doing animation supervising as well as keyframes. And Miyamori has been promoted to production desk and is handling those responsibilities. But that leaves out Shizuka, the voice actor, whose audition was well received, but ultimately turned down. So she's out until a new character is needed and a new voice for that character is needed. And on the short notice, they remembered Shizuka's audition and called her in. So she comes into the recording booth and Miyamori happens to be there. And Shizuka delivers this wonderful line that I will play for you now.
ありがとう、アリアさん。今私、少しだけ夢に近づきました。
It's a wonderful line, and wonderfully true out of context. Shizuka and her friends have moved closer to their goal. It's a scene that I can't physically watch without crying. Shirobako ends on this wonderful message of you can do it. You can continue to move forward and eventually achieve your dream. Shirobako has this power to reinvigorate even the oldest and most jaded anime fans. Like I mentioned in my intro video that I've rolled back my anime watching and have kind of slowed down, but even when I was going through full-on burnout at the beginning of the year, I still tuned into Shirobako every single week. Like, it certainly left a huge void when it concluded, but it renewed my love of the medium, and it's certainly deserving of its place in my 12 moments of the year. Well guys, that'll do it for day 7 of my 12 days of anime. Be sure to tell me your thoughts on it below. Tomorrow when we come back, the other show that even through full-on burnout I would not miss an episode. To be continued until then.